I mean, well, I'm gonna answer this question personally. From what
Okay.
I've seen, I mean, the standards really is, what I'm saying, just speaking points, really. You know what I'm saying? And, it's just, if you could do enough for that person to like you, then you know what I'm saying, y'all can, you know what I'm saying, start working things out. That's really how I see, but to answer your question, no, I don't think it, reverts to other parts of their lives. Like at this, I don't even think it's like the standards are real for the relationships. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why so many people settle for, what I'm saying, so much things that they don't want. Cause, the standards that just sound good type, it
Mm,
might be what you want, but I don't know if you can call it a standard if you a buckle and fold, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
like it. CJ, what you think, bro? Do you think that people high standards in dating transfers over to the actual life and their life results? Why or why not?
High standards of data transfer over into the what?
Their actual life.
As long I would say yes, because if the person's quote unquote high standards are a reflection of their personal life, and again, not something, no delusional things in there, then whenever it transfers over into like real life, it's a reflection of their real life, and whoever they're dating, hopefully they can match with those. They match those high standards, and they can be a part of what their real life is.
Okay, so you say yes. You think
Yeah,
that their standards come from the fact that their life is that way. Sharon,
yeah.
what you think?
Ask the question one more time. I was setting everything up.
Are you good, brother? So do you think that people's high standards for dating, do you think that transfers to results in their real life? Why or why not?
It can right. The thing is that is again with the results, and can you hold up and maintain your own standards? So if you have a high standard of other people, you got to be able to hold that same high standard for yourself, because you are gonna get looked upon even more than your partner at that moment. So if you want somebody that don't smoke or drink, she'll be looking at you crazy if you pull up a Newport. It just that's what's going to happen, right? Whether she right, wrong, or indifferent about it, that's what's going to happen. And so once you're not able to hold up your own high standard of a human being, that's when that breakdown is going to look real shaky, and nobody's going to believe you, and you're not going to maintain a strong foundation with another human being if you are moving in a hypocrite type manner in your relationship.
Gotcha. So do you think in mass most people their standards match, or do you think it's not it they don't equate the same when you're talking about dating in their life?
I think people that have trouble, like legit trouble, and then they are being hypocrites in their data standards. They don't know how to maintain their own standard for themselves. That's why they keep pushing it on somebody else to be better. Because they don't believe in themselves enough. So they keep saying, no, you should invest your money this way. You should go to the gym like this. You shouldn't eat
Mm.
like this, but yet they can't do it for themselves. So they push it on somebody else and say, see, then I help you. Well, you need to help yourself for that other person to actually receive it. Because what you're gonna do is, even if that person does listen to all the things you say, you get that girl in shape, you get her finances right, she buy a house. Guess who ain't gonna be in that house with that good in shape woman?
Mm. Let's go with Jalen. Do you think that
I didn't
people's
even get to
dating
answer the
standard?
question.
I'm coming to you after Jalen, love. I got you. So Jalen, do you think that women, let's not say women, let's keep it gender neutral. Do you think people dating standards matches their life results, or do you think that it's kind of lopsided?
Fuck no, it don't.
Say it again.
Usually never does. No, no.
Hmm. Tell me more.
Um, Men, when they say they want a fit woman, they usually not fit. Women, They want a man to make a certain amount of money, but they ain't never touched that salary in their life. Men, oh, well, I don't want her to have kids, but you got kids. Women, oh, I want him to have a house, but you ain't never touched a mortgage in your life. So what are you talking about? So yeah, I don't think it usually matches up.
Damn. Okay. 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 I'm gonna put a pin in it. I'm gonna come back to that. Let's go get
Gonna
Saudi
be
here.
trying to get the
You
women
can
in the
go to the
world to
next
hate
question.
her.
I'm good.
Okay. So, Jalen, do you think this is why people are finding why they find it so hard to get what they're looking for in the dating market is because their real lives don't match their standards? Do you think that's the reason why they can't find it?
No, I think people end up finding what they're looking for in the end if they're not like over the top with what they're looking for. It's
Mm-hmm.
just when they get what they ask for, they realize how much they either weren't prepared or they didn't want it in the first place.
Oh, got you. That kind of makes sense. I can see that. I can see that. Damn. Hmm. I think about that. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Woody, you can come out and come back in if it's kind of slowing up for you a little bit. Like I said, we'll still be here, brother. I think this is dope comments. I want to get to one comment I saw in particular. I wanted to get y'all opinion on it because I think it was an interesting perspective. I don't know if I've ever thought about this. Shout out to Chanel's reality. She said they date their fantasy, but they marry the realistic person. Hmm. I kind of like that thought process. CJ, do you think that's true? Do you think people date their fantasy and marry what's real?
I don't really get the statement like that. They date their fantasy. I, 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 I can understand the fantasy part because some people might come across like they want to experience 50. They might be a great want to experience a 50 Shades of Grey guy, or they want to date something outside their race. To That might be their fantasy, but dating realistic, I think that's just them getting all that fun out their system, and now they settling down for whoever they ran into.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Because I think the fantasy part, I think that's the part that makes sense to me. Because folks want to just date all type of random shit or do whatever, but they marry the realistic person. Was the realistic person already in existence to them, like in their mind, like this is who I want to marry, but I want to party with the fantasy things first. Like, I think that's how I'm viewing that statement.
Okay.
Is the dating part even necessary?
Ooh. Tell me more.
I'm saying it seemed like that's where you encounter the most fakeness and like, you know what I'm saying? Like people put on the most show in the dating part. And then once y'all get past that, then you know what I'm saying, y'all can get to the building and get into the, you know what I'm saying, the meat and potatoes of the relationship. But it seems like the dating is just to woo and like, oh yeah, woo de woo, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like I
Um.
got to show you to the extent I can take you to, and then we can be here. We can vibe here, but this is everything that I can do. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it just seems so fake to me. Like I just want to skip that and get to the building part and get into you know what I'm saying the shit that makes sense, and then build on the other shit after. You know what I'm saying? Like not build on it after, but like as we're doing it, you know what I'm saying? We building on that and that because it seemed like in the dating part, like you still don't even know your partner. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know your partner until you get past that part, the dating part.
Like it. I like it. Shout out to Commendum. That's a lot of M's. Commendum. Commendum. I use it on Super Chat, man, but I'm always here, so she was like, "Why not show some love?" Shout out to the game, man. They be wild in the chats, but I think Wardy, to your point, bro, maybe that's why the standards are out of whack because dating sets that unrealistic fantasy wooing era, and so it's easy to to kind of lose track of what you want for a long time because your short-term needs is let me just fulfill this fantasy. So I can be a little bit more picky. But if you start thinking about it, okay, how does this shit translate over from the person I'm dating to marrying? But I will say this, I think that dating in my mind is still a natural progressive step to marriage. So I would still say they're intertwined, just in my opinion, right? But I think when she put up the comment, that's why I really wanted to mind that out and see, like, do we date our fantasy and marry what's real, and why aren't they the same?
I think that goes in. I think it's per that this conversation that turned into this, right? I think that goes with the standard situation, right? So if your standard, you cannot keep up with your own standard, then yeah, you're gonna date your fantasy because you're not gonna be able to keep your fantasy because you are, faking it till you make it. And then eventually your fantasy is going to see for who you are, and then you're going to get, eventually have to get knocked down to your realistic data market. But if you're able to maintain this high standard of whatever your fantasy level is, whatever that thing is, because everybody has their different levels of it. But if you are able to move within that fantasy lane, and that's truly you, you will be dating your fantasy, and that realistic person will be a fantasy person. So you yourself got to maintain it first. And this is why, anytime I talk to young men, it's like, yo, take that mask off. Be who you are. You do not want to attract something that you are not, because you are not going to be able to maintain it. And then you're going to have a broken heart. You're going to be talking about, they only wanted me because I had this Benz. Well, that's the only thing that you was concentrating on. You made sure that when the let out happened, that you was in your car. You made sure everybody see you go in and out your car. You made sure that that was the vocal point of all of your content on Instagram. So you did that, you curated that, but you're not really maintaining this facade that you put up of yourself. And now nobody actually know who you are, and now you're confused. So you got to be able to maintain who you are at all times. Take that mask off, goddammit.
I said remove the mask. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the SPS podcast. We appreciate y'all being here. So, Saudi, do you think that people are dating their fantasy to try to marry what's realistically compatible to them?
No, I don't think so.
Tell me more.
I don't know how to answer the question. I'm still. You can
Processing
skip
it.
me.
Yeah, I got you. Jalen, do you think that's true?
Repeat the question.
Do you think that people are dating in fantasy and they're trying to marry what's realistic?
I don't get that question. I don't get that question.
Meaning they trying to date the stripper, but in reality,
They
they
want to
want
marry.
to
Yeah.
marry the nurse. I don't,
I feel
whatever
like
that-
in that sense, then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Side. Yeah.
That makes sense. Shout out to Lauren. She's always gonna come through it. The bombshell question. She said, "Who caps and dating the most, men or women?" We're gonna go straight down the panel. CJ, who caps most in dating, men or women? Let's do this.
Am I assuming cap as in lie?
Yep.
Oh boy. Shit.
We here now. We here now.
Who caps in dating the most?
Men.
Be
A
five
You
ways.
got
chest
it,
hurt.
CJ. You got it, CJ.
I'm gonna
It's
say
okay.
women. I'm gonna say women.
You got this.
Women,
say
tell me
women.
why. Why you think women cap more?
Because I know it's men.
At least you was honest, CJ. That's the. You know what? I fuck with you today for being honest.
I'm gonna help you out.
No, it's.
CJ.
I think it's definitely men for sure. I think men are flexing and bullshit. They'll say anything to get the woman for real.
Yeah.
Damn, Lauren, that's fucked up. But nah, yeah, it's. I think it's men. Men.
I think dudes be cap. What you think, Sherrod? Who
Uh,
caps more in dating, men or women?
I think more. I think is women. Women are capping more than men. Um, Women, they would tend to say things like they've been through it, even though we could tell by the places that I tell you that you haven't been to a place like this or been in a car like this or such and such, especially if you're on the upper echelon situation. You could just tell. And majority of the time, women will act like that's something that they're used to. When in reality, it only happened once. It's not what you're used to. It's something that you experienced before, but it's not necessarily that you're used to. Because I know for a fact you let the dude that just bought some Eases Jesus and a Netflix password, and y'all did the damn thing. So I think majority of the time we'll be capping hard.
I got it. I got it. Wardy, what you think? Who's capping more in dating? Men or women? And why?
I'm gonna say this. I think men cap more, but women cap about the more like the more severe stuff. You know what I'm saying? They cap about that more. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Tell me more. What you mean by that? Because I'm gonna get back to that super chat. She is hilarious, by the way. The SBG gang is funny, yo. Y'all always a good time though. But tell me more, Wardy.
I mean, like CJ said, like men cap, you know what I'm saying, like, about the smallest any, you know what I'm saying, but women be capping about, bodies and not having bodies and you know what I'm saying, and different things that's gonna be, I love yous, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they cap about shit that's like that's deep and hurtful, like, you know what I'm saying?
So you think their cap is a little bit more weighted than a man's dating cap?
Right. I think we
Hmm.
cap about, you know what I'm saying, like you said, little stuff to, you know what I'm saying. But I don't think we can cap about things like that's, you know what I'm saying,
I
that's
mean,
like that.
so what about when a man caps about having a wife?
Caps about having a wife?
Yeah. He's like,
Nigga,
I ain't dating nobody. He got a whole family. Yeah, so I don't know if we
Niggas
can
out here
say
doing that, Sharon?
absolutely doing that.
In
Absolutely.
Mhm.
mass. In mass.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Sure
Mhm.
enough
Yo,
is.
denying the
um,
fam.
Deny
the
the
not
whole
the family
family.
is crazy, bro.
The whole thing. They like, I'm
That is
single.
beyond me.
Damn. I started that
Why we gotta go to the hell? Well, the way how my crib is set up, you know what I'm saying? I got my things is a little messed up, so I gotta
That is fucking
Nah,
hilarious.
but you gotta deal with this. I don't got no boyfriend yet. You can come over to my house and then you hog tied and rope tied and then rob for everything you got.
absolutely.
So it's the same.
I agree with that part as well. But I think I think besides like the super liars, like the ones that's denying actual other human beings involved in their life, I think women would just lie more in the dating phase because they're trying to protect themselves. They
Yeah.
they are very afraid of being vulnerable with them, especially with somebody that they like. They get a little bit more nervous, so they try to be reserved and act like they don't care. They try to wait an extra hour to text you. They want to play the game. Men are just when they doing it, they just being a dick about it. I'm gonna wait 4 hours because I read it in this book. That's gonna make her go crazy type shit, right? So he not necessarily capping. He got more of a strategy to what we will probably what women would consider that men are lying about. So I think that's just a man asshole strategy to be the not nice guy thing. But I think women actually how they feel is from in the dating scene and like, hey, let me pull back because I don't want him to think I'm sweating him.
Mm. Sorry, what you think? Who more cap when it comes to this dating? Men or women, and why?
You already know. I already answered it. I feel like men. I feel like they gonna say whatever they can say to get you to that spot where, like Sharon said, to get them to be a little bit more vulnerable, but then they
Mm,
can't keep up that momentum. And then when they
Mm.
can't keep up the momentum, now you the problem.
mm.
Okay.
That's a
Mm.
good one too.
Damn.
That's a
Okay.
good one, Todd. I
All
like
right.
that one.
Jalen, what you got? Who capping more in this dating on these dating streets? What they doing?
The men.
Tell me
The men
more.
be listen. I done told y'all the lies y'all come up with, and y'all didn't say not cap once, all right? And I came up with a lot. Men be lying about their height, their age, their promiscuity. They be like, "Oh yeah, I can handle a monogamous relationship." Meanwhile, he out here fucking every woman down the street, up the street, round the way, and then all of a sudden he got kids outside the relationship. He be lying about having kids already. He be lying about having a place. He be lying about being homeless. He be lying about having money and really don't have money. He be lying about having a car. He be lying about just lying about stupid
Okay,
shit.
we get it.
Not okay, we get it,
Okay,
but
we get
no,
it.
she clocking the T though. She like it's true.
Damn.
So when he come to me, he said he was 6 foot. He come to meet you. He only 5'8". Like how he lying about that? You saying he
It's a
putting
lie,
lifts?
Sharon. It's a
You
lie.
saying he putting lifts in his shoes?
I guess so.
No, he rounded that shit up. That's what he did.
Rounding up the height is nasty work,
And
fellas.
don't
Don't be out
tell him
here rounding up your
and
height,
don't
dog.
tell him what you looking for up front. He gonna lie to fit that
Oh,
list.
he gonna check all them
Ooh.
boxes if you tell him.
He like,
Ooh.
Oh
hey,
yeah,
listen, I,
you cool.
I was 6 feet, but I was doing so much. I was doing so much leg presses that my spine compressed. I've been at the gym so much. I lost.
Now y'all just dragging it. Y'all
No, but
dragging
I
it
want to hit
down.
on something that Jay said, and it
Sure.
follows up to what Sharon said about why women sometimes are a little bit more reserved. Because if
Mhm.
you tell a man too much of what it is that you're looking for, he's gonna be a chameleon and do everything that you just said, and he's
Mm,
not even that.
that
Hmm.
sucks.
That's some real shit. Shout out to
So how
Milk
do you
Mommy.
answer that question? My bad, but how do you answer that question if you know you in the field, you networking and you vibing? I'm like, damn, baby, what you looking for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what like, you know, how can I accommodate you
Mm-mm,
and your, you know what I'm
mm-mm.
saying, what you got going on? Well, what's up? Like, you just gonna
I'm
be like,
looking to see
I
whatever you
don't know
bringing,
what
and
I'm looking for.
I'll make sure that it's good for me. Whatever you
What
bring,
happened?
be yourself.
Mm.
I said the answer is going to be I'm looking for whatever you trying to bring, and if it fits what I'm looking for, we can continue. If not, you'll know. I'm not about to give you my specific list.
Hey, Woody, good brother. For context, Jalen definitely she has a psychology thing going on. We've been down this road with her. You know, she's a Jedi mind tricker, but she good at what she do.
Hey, but I ain't gonna
We
lie.
call
If
Triple
a
J
woman
for
was
no
to
reason.
ask me, hey, Strada, if a woman was to ask me, what should I say? I would say you. Tell him you. If he's to say, hey, what are you looking for in a man? Say you. Why you think I'm on this goddamn date?
It does. It definitely cuts out the
So you,
bullshit.
so
Like I
I'm
said,
saying, but then
keep the
if
line
I was,
short.
if she say me, I'm be like, so on your last date, you was looking for me and him.
We don't need to talk about the last date.
I'm just
Absolutely
saying,
not.
nah, we do though, cause like you know what I'm saying, but like I'm just saying, like you can't,
See,
nah, you can't play me
that's
like
gonna
that.
open the
Like you
door
looking
for
for
her to
me,
want to
like
talk
nah, that's
about your
just game.
past. I
That's
don't
just
think you
Right.
want
game.
that.
That's just
I don't think.
game.
I'm just. If you ready to talk about your past, she might be ready to talk about hers. Some of y'all
Okay.
ain't ready to talk about what y'all been through. So just leave the past where it's at, and we
Right.
can we can move forward.
I said move
I
on.
agree. I think that's probably the worst thing. I think in some instances I could understand why exes come up, but I don't want to know about homeboy, to be honest.
I want to know what went wrong and what's fucked up, cause like I mean, if that's something that I feel like that's gonna be a problem with me as well, like I can go ahead and hit the exit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck?
Give me an
What was fucked
example
up?
of it of that worked out for you when you spoke to a girl in the dating phase and she told you exactly something that you was like, oh, that's too toxic. I can't deal with.
Um, I mean, I'm saying like in my younger phase, in the dating phase, I was into the toxic girls. So shit, the
Mm,
more toxic you got me, like, oh shit, girl, there you
So,
go.
mm.
Man.
all right, so
So
you
I
proving
had
the
to get
point
up
that
out of
that
there.
shit don't work.
Yeah, I had to get up out of there. You feel me?
I just never
Hey,
heard.
look, you can tell I ain't lying. Look.
Hey, I just never heard of an instance for either person to say, "Hey, they start talking about their exes and they gave them a red flag from what they did with their ex, and that made them stop." I never heard of a scenario when it worked out that way.
I mean, you might not stop, but you can get in your head, like, you might. I mean, if you just in the dating phase, if it ain't, if you just in that portion of it, you know what I'm saying. You might, you never know where it's gonna go in the first place. So, you trying to see, like,
And
the
that's
more
exactly,
information you can get, the more you can damn, you know what I'm saying, make your decision off. You know
and
what I'm
that's what
saying.
I'm saying. Well, so asking that question about the ex is not going to actually benefit you at all.
I mean,
Nope.
it's not gonna hurt neither though. To know.
He
Absolutely,
said
it
it ain't
will.
gonna
If
hurt
I
either.
know, the
But you
more I
gotta
know,
you
the
gotta
more I
prove.
know.
But that's what I'm saying. But where's the proof in that pudding that it works for other people where they ask about the exes and that actually saved them from a heartbreak relationship? When did it actually work?
I'm saying that might be the reason why they have the
Not
heartbreak,
might.
because they ain't asking about the exes and finding out what went wrong and what where you know what I'm saying, where
I,
your strengths and weaknesses are in relationships with
I
people.
understand the
Because they could just
possibilities and the probability, right? I understand that. However, is no real tangible example where it actually works out that way. I understand that it's always a hypothetical, but in real life, that person is that person, that ex is that ex, and me and that person is not the same
yeah,
at
that's
all.
true indeed. We not the same. That's true indeed. That's definitely true indeed.
So I just don't know where it really applies into vetting a human being.
I mean,
That's
it
real.
might, to each his own. You feel me?
Hmm.
That's real. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the SPS podcast. Shout out to the super chat. Milk Mommy said, "Is this name easy to pronounce, Strata?" Yes, I can pronounce Milk Mommy. Yo, y'all are hilarious, man. Y'all make this enjoyable, man. Just to let y'all know, like I said, I definitely got on shades because I'm having one of them days to where body feeling a little weak, um, eyes straining. You know what I'm saying? We kicking it though. You know what I'm saying? Like I like being here with y'all. That makes the aches not ache as bad, but it's one of them days
Damn,
for me.
you showing your age.
Oh no, it ain't my age. You know what it is. You know exactly why.
It's
It
the
ain't age.
cataracts.
Not even the cataract. You feel me? But you know, if you know, you know. But just know, I love what I do with y'all, man. Straight up, it makes it a little easier to
Salute,
deal with.
salute.
Yeah, that part. But yo, so back to like the original part of this. Do you think if you are a person that has these higher standards, let's just call them higher standards and beliefs on the other people, do you think it's best for you to stay on the porch and out the way? If you are looking at the field, so let's say you're looking at the dating pool and you like, I'm gonna stand my ground. Do you think it's better for those people to stay on the porch and out of the dating pool completely? Or do you think that they should be way more vigilant in finding what they want because it's so specific? Which side of the fence do they fall on? Should they be patient and wait it out? Or should they be more vigilant because of these standards?
Let the
Let's
ladies answer
go.
first. Let the ladies answer first.
Yeah, let's go Jalen, Saudi, and then we'll get the fellas.
Yeah, stay on the porch
Why so?
because you already know what you're looking for. Stay on the porch. The people who don't know what they're looking for, trying to figure it out, those are the ones that are actively dating like frequently or should
Mm,
be because they're trying to figure it out in real time what they want and what they don't want because I guess they haven't figured it out and they need the experience. You, on the other hand, if you already know specifically what you're looking for, be patient and, it'll come if it's not too outlandish. I feel like a lot of people have found their person that way when they're being disciplined and in that like period of their discipline, they find somebody on the exact same page as them
mm,
because that's the energy that they're giving. They're not just in a random population of people trying to find it.
okay. So
Yeah.
do you think the people that are still trying to figure it out, do you think they're fucking up the dating pool for other people? What should
That's
they do?
life. I mean, what should they do?
hmm Do you think it's wise for them to figure it out while they're still dating? Like, do you think that's wise
Yeah,
if
you
they?
can't. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you can't avoid heartbreak. There's gonna be people in the pool who gonna break your heart. It is what it is. Especially if you're young, of course, jump off the porch. But if you're the anomaly of young people and you already know, then stay off the porch, stay disciplined, keep your head down, and you'll find somebody.
Like it. Saudi, same question. If you know you got these senders, and you know that the pool ain't looking quite right, do you think that they should jump off the porch and vigilantly chase their standards and their person, or do you think they should kind of sit back and watch the field a little bit more?
I don't know. I feel like it could be a little bit of both because you can wait, but if you you can wait, but if you're not in a area necessarily where you can get those results, I feel like you do have to be more. What's the word you use? Belligerent.
Vigilant,
Yeah,
vigilant. Okay, so you said it's
because
both. Which
everything just not gonna fall in your lap. You're gonna have to work for it in a certain extent. So you got to put
okay?
yourself out there more.
So what does the work for look like? So like let's say, y'all saying, be a little bit more mindful and modest. What does that look like to, let's use a woman? What does that look like the way she's holding up, she's standing on her 10 with her standards? What does that look like for her as she's out in the world? Like what does that realistically look like?
I'm gonna let Jalen answer the question first
Okay.
because I need for you to reword the question for me.
You good. Jalen, so what does that look like when you say, stay reserved, stay off the porch for women? What would that look like for a woman that's holding true to her standards? How does that show up to her? What advice would you give her practically?
What advice should I give? Fuck. Um, Stick to your goals, whatever you're trying to achieve in life.
Hmm.
I mean, a lot of people chasing love, they don't achieve their goals and they kind of regret it in the end.
Hmm.
So, whatever goals you're trying to achieve in your life, go do that shit. The love will come at some point.
Okay. Do you think that there should be a time limit on their dating standards?
No? Wait. Elaborate?
Got you. Yeah. So let's say your standards are here, right? You got a
Uh-huh.
single woman. Her standards are here. She knows she want to date again and get with a dude, but right now her standards are here. Do you think over time these standards should change, either lower or higher? Like, do you think they should change, or you think she should consistently stay with her standard until she finds what she wants?
I think it should adapt to your lifestyle at that point. I don't think lower or hires should be the like focal point. I think as much as you progress and grow in your life,
Mhm.
your requirements should change with that.
Facts.
Okay, I like that. That's solid. That's solid. Wardy, what you think, bro? You got your high standards. You looking at the dating field. Do you hop off the porch with vigilance, or should you kind of fall back and just be a little bit more reserved to see how the field play out?
Um, I don't really see how you can find what you're looking for if you ain't in the field. Like if you ain't at least out there to receive it. If you just stand back reserved, So I think you have to be in the field. If you know what I'm saying, that's what I feel.
Okay. What does that look like in the field holding your standard? How does that show up?
I mean, like we saying, we networking and talking and politicking, and if someone start checking off these the basic standards, then then you can maybe pursue something a little more serious, maybe what I'm saying,
Excuse me, bro.
and continue to see if it's it, and if it's not, then yeah.
Move around. I like it. I like it. Sharon, what you think? You got standards.
Mm-hmm.
You looking at the field. Would you
Mm,
tell somebody to hop off the porch with vigilance, or to
mm.
kind of watch it a little more and see how it progresses?
I really believe that it should be neither. I think people that want to find a dating market, they need to find a way to curate a a group of friends that they are willing to date. So this way you can actually know who the person is for real. Because it's nothing like you being a friendship. You know who she popping off and she know who you popping off, and she's going to be more honest when it start off as friends, and you can actually see the person without that mask on, because there's no intentions on like, you know, faking it till you make it and impressing you. They just being your friend. So I think you should curate a situation where y'all are in a position to be honest with each other, and in this way you could actually choose somebody of good character instead of just, hey, she has a fat ass. So that's
Got
what I
you.
think people should do.
Got you. Got you. Like that. That actually makes sense. So you saying that a network of friends should be the pool you choose from versus strangers in the field?
Absolutely. This way
Okay.
you can actually get to know the person honestly. The
Now I
person's
got a
not
follow up for
afraid.
that.
They're not afraid to actually tell you that, yeah, I'm dealing with such and such. You know what kind of men she's into. You know, she popped it up too much. Did she do something extra free that you are against? And this way you can actually say, hey, damn, I thought you know, you'll get to really choose what is comfortable for you, because you'll know what is her past and essentially what is your future.
Got you. So I got a question for you. If you're starting in your friend pool to find and you're dating, do you think your standards should slide and give more grace as you get to know your friends and that network better? Do you think that should move you off your standard more or less?
Now, I think that should confirm your standard,
Okay.
because now you can start to have people that's in your circle, especially of the opposite sex, that is a part of your characteristics that you enjoy, a part of the standards that you wish to have for a mate, because you always had a game to get to know the person before you actually, like what was saying, it don't make no sense of us dating, right? If I know you for a year or two, I know who your character is and what you all about. We don't even got to date. Hey, we together now. Let's do this. Let's take it serious. And in 2 years, if everything's going well the way how it should, let's go ahead and get married. And after those 2 years and 5 years, let's go and have children, because you already know who that character. You know what that character is now. Now you just got to see if it's going to work in a specific relationship between y'all two. So I say make it, you know, deal with that person for another 2 years, see if it actually could blossom into something bigger, because that could change. Y'all might not be compatible in something else, right? That's always a
Right.
possibility. So that's how I think you should go ahead and find your suitable mate. A lot of the times, your suitable mate is one of your friends in the first place.
Oh, okay. Okay, I like it. CJ, what you think, bro? You got your standards, you're looking at the field. You hop off the porch with vigilance, or you gonna kind of fall back and watch and see how this thing play out?
All right, so technically speaking, I kind of do what Shiraz said. I more so just be friends with the ladies. And it's not, but for me, it's no like it's not a strategy or a method. He used it more so as if like this is a strategy or a method that they're purposely doing.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I just casually be cool with like, I only got like a small group of male friends. Majority of the friends I got are females. So I'm casually just cool and friendly with them. And then at some point I'll get cool with one where I don't know so much about them that I'm like, all right, cool. There's something there. Then, there's been times where it progresses to something more than before you know it, we're in a relationship, which is virtually how every woman I've dated has been. That's pretty much how it happened.
Mm.
But I knew them literally before I got with them. So there was no reason to backpedal or I get with them and now I'm dating a stranger. You know what I'm saying? There
Mm-hmm.
wasn't no real wiggle room for them to
Yeah.
like hide or lie about anything, because initially they were pretty much an open book because we were on the grounds of just being cool with each other. We were just friends. So you had
Right.
no reason to really hide anything. So I would say for me, I did it as a natural thing, but I would actually agree with how Sherrod said that it should be actually a method that you use where you just friend zone, but not friend zone. You're just
Right.
really just being cool with them, and then at some point you acknowledge that, all right, this one, you know what I'm saying, and then
Right.
you kind of go from there.
That's fair. I like that. I like that. We're gonna start back with the ladies again. This question, this question, you can have the option to answer it personally, or you can keep it general. Like I said, I ain't trying to get messy. My I have headache. So y'all, I gotta get messy. Yeah, my head hurts a little bit. But the question is this: do you believe high standards can cost you a relationship? Let's start with Jalen and then Saudi. Do you think your standards can cost you or ruin a relationship?
Yeah, sure, it could cost you one.
In what ways?
Um, you probably lose out on somebody that you needed and not necessarily wanted. Like, and obviously you want that person, but they were the best for you in your life at that point.
Hmm. Tell me more. What does that look like in a real relationship? Like, how does that show up?
They weren't necessarily what you were looking at or attracted to, but over time you kind of grew an attraction. But because your standards are on a different spectrum, you can't necessarily appreciate that person for what they have to offer. So you
Damn.
don't really care for that relationship. And you indifferent either way, whether you got it or not.
Ooh. How often do you think that happens, Jalen? Do you think that happens a lot? Do you think that our standards are in the way of good relationships?
Not gonna lie, I think that happens to men a lot.
Ooh. Why would you think men heavily
Y'all
over
always
women?
got a story about that one that got away.
Okay. And you think they got away because our standards were shifting?
Because of you. Whatever you did. Because of you.
That's crazy work.
That's not
That's
crazy work.
That's crazy work.
diabolical.
It's not. How?
That's
Yeah.
crazy work.
Walk it down, CJ. Why you don't agree with it?
I don't think majority of them is just because of you, because of the man. I don't think that was the case. It could have been a mutual thing where I think in more cases than not, from experience and from people, that it was just a mutual thing where it was just right person, wrong time. That's how I think a lot of those situations are. Yeah, they got away, but hell, I've heard stories from my own dad where it was the right person in the wrong time. But it wasn't necessarily just him, like he fucked up or he was the problem and nothing like that. It was just both of them knew that, hey, damn it, if only we saw each other at a different time frame. And it is what it is. But just downright putting the gravity of the weight of the reason behind a good one got away was the man's fault. Nah.
I'm not saying it's the man. I'm just saying the individual. You know what? Whether it's the woman that said the man got away, whatever. You, the individual, it was on you mainly why it didn't work.
Mm.
Why is that? Like, I mean, I'm saying just say if it didn't work because like, you started out and my standards, like, you was the standards was there, and then like over time, I mean, the situation went a different direction. So am I still is it still on me? If you
Yeah.
didn't
Yes. What are y'all not getting? Yeah.
No. Oh wait. I was agreeing with him when I said yeah, because I feel like I fuck with what Jalen was saying. I feel like it could be both, because sometimes you could get in situations and you become a better person and your standards change, and sometimes your partner could be complacent, so that can return in the relationship, because it's like if we're not growing together, then it ain't no need for us to be together.
So whose
Well,
fault in your scenario that you just gave, whose fault would it be? The person's whose standards have changed or the person that who was complacent?
I feel like it's the person who's complacent, because when you're in a relationship, you're working to be a better unit.
Mm.
So we're gonna work together every day to become better. Who wants to sit there and just be the same? Like if you just want to be the same, then I don't know. I don't want that. I want someone that we can work together to make each other better. Because I feel like just your life goal, you're working to always grow and learn and to be better, not to be complacent.
facts.
Mm.
Mhm.
hey, if I had to meet Rihanna, she's gonna be the one that got away. So I guess I gotta agree. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, he's stuck on the Rihanna. Saw the concert. I never got that damn number.
Ugh.
Like,
Damn it, you gotta wait. No, that's funny. That is hilarious. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all been holding us down. We're gonna keep going around robin with the question. We got one more super chat that came through. Shout out to Kim West for the $2 super chat. She said, "Strada, are you employed? I mean, in a relationship? I am both.
I'm about to
I'm
say
gainfully employed.
option C.
Yeah, I'm gainfully employed, man. I got a great career job. I work in the pharmaceutical industry. I'm also an entrepreneur. Do DJ services. I got a store that's opening up pretty soon, a hair and beauty supply store. I'll give y'all the
Talk
online link
that
when we're
talk,
ready.
talk that talk.
Yeah, like I said, the soft opening is coming up, man. And I got a beautiful woman that I love, and she loves me. Like I said, I found it. So, it's a beautiful thing. We got our steps. We're working towards marriage now. You know what I'm saying? We got some tangible steps and goals we striving for. And I'll let y'all know. We might live stream the wedding type shit. You know
I'm
what
Hey,
about to.
I'm
I'm about to
saying?
say I'm waiting for the invite. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get to the
We gonna
wedding.
turn it up, man. I'm rooting for. We got this. I think we good though, man. Um, yeah, I actually am hiring too, pumps in the dump. I'm looking for somebody to work the front desk. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we try to get these storehouses together. But again, it's gonna be a hair and beauty supply store. It'll be a hybrid between a salon shop that happens in the back as well as nails going on in the front. But we sell our own personalized store bundles, our own hair bundles. We have our own brand. We got 5 different types of body styles. We got everything from the lengths of 10 to 24 inches. I actually know my hair, y'all. Like I had to really, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot, but we getting there, man. All praises be. So, Wardy,
yeah.
can you say that standards have, or do you think they can ruin a relationship?
Mm, I mean, I think it's how you implement, or you know what I'm saying. If you nagging, what's going on with my screen? I got
You keep on
fireworks and
making. You keep on making the hand
Yeah, it's the
motion.
iPhone. So if you do certain motions, it'll do all
oh
types of
word.
wild stuff. You good, bro? Talk
Okay,
through
all right,
it.
my bad. That shit threw me off. But
Yeah, you
yeah, I
straight.
think it's like how you communicate that. If it's like your standards is, you know what I'm saying, for your lady to be a certain size and you just keep, hey girl, you need to be down to this size by this time, you da da da, then it could be, you know what I'm saying, like become overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? I can see how it could become overwhelming if that was the case or something like that. Or vice versa, how, you know what I'm saying? If it's just a nagging situation to try to get your point across, yeah, I believe your standards can be communicated improperly. I don't believe the standard itself can, because I
Oh,
believe that's how you got the person. That person fetch your standards. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
do you
Hmm.
think how important do you think it is to reinforce the standards once you gotten that person? Let's walk down that path a little bit. How does that work? What does that look like?
I mean, if you kind of got with that person, then they kind of are like within your standards, right?
Uh huh.
Like pretty much. So, I mean, I guess y'all can talk about it at a certain point, what your standards are, or what, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I really don't know, G. I mean, I really don't know for this. For I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah,
I don't know how, you know what I'm saying, how that would work or how that would look. You know what I'm saying?
that's real. I like that. I
Hmm.
like that. I can take it. Like you said, man, I think that that's the beauty of these conversations, bro. Like, I want to get back to a place in these communities to where it's okay to say that's a good question. I need to think about that more. I don't know. I think
Right,
far too often in life, not even on panels, but in life, people are afraid of that. I don't know, right?
Mm.
It scares the shit out of them because you have to stand in your uncertainty right then in the moment. And so I think that a lot of people are hard headed as hell and their ego are having fucked up. And so you'll be taking stance when in honesty you have no fucking clue. And it's okay not to know. It's just not okay to stay not knowing. Right. And
right,
this conversation is fine. But I think far too often in life, people really don't know what the hell their standards are. They're saying something, they repeat and they're regurgitating some shit they heard. And so what happens is like over enough time, you become warped because you can't admit that you just don't know. I don't know what my standard is. I haven't thought about that often, right? And so you find yourself making decisions based off the fact that you truly don't know. You just ain't admitted it. So again, I just wanted to enhance that water because you'd be surprised at how many people can't just say, "Oh, it's good. I don't know."
Right. I mean, 'cause, yeah, yeah, I can't answer that question for you right now.
I like that. I like it. Sharon, what you think? Do you think that your standards can, or is it possible, more probable than possible that your standards can fuck up a relationship?
No, I don't think my standards could mess up a relationship. I think it's important for myself and for my mate to understand the standards that I want for our relationship. I expect you to go outside looking a certain way. I expect you to represent me a certain way. I'm going to represent you a certain way. I'm not going to allow certain things that bother you into our circumference where you feel less than a woman. I don't want to be in a situation where we go somewhere and you laughing at somebody jokes harder than mine. We got a problem. You mess with my insecurities. You can't be dying laughing. That nigga ain't that funny. Shit. I don't give a damn if Kevin Hart. You ain't gonna be laughing at his jokes like that. No, absolutely not. And I'll make sure if I'm keeping my head on the straight and narrow, I won't be on the swivel. Just like, oh my god, babe, look at her dress, trying to act like I'm trying to say I'm acting like I'm Strada and I know her head. Oh, you look at that 24-inch baby. And no, damn well I have no idea about no goddamn hair, right? But I'm trying to sneak a peek, right? So, and I don't want her to feel insecure about that situation, right? So, no, so I think having standards is a clear indication of what boundaries that me and that other person should be not attempting to cross on purpose. If it happens by accident, then you got to check it and say, hey, that made me feel a certain way. So this way now we know it's a new level of understanding because things is going to happen. That's the whole
That's a
part
fact.
of growing with somebody. You're gonna find out something new. Oh shit. You mean to tell me for 5 years you don't like avocado? When was
Right.
this?
Right. Where
You,
they
you
come
know,
from?
so it's things that's just gonna pop up. Or that person might not, they all of a sudden get allergic to honey all of a sudden for whatever reason. They was eating it fine and then now they grow up something
That's a
happened with their
problem.
body. So so I think standards is a important part to maintain a healthy relationship for both of y'all to know the standard.
I like it. I like it. CJ, same question to you. Do you think that standards, higher standards, can potentially ruin relationships?
I'm gonna say no because if you had higher standards, if you had those standards in the relationship, then once you got in the relationship, those standards can do nothing else but I guess increase over time. Because like Saudi said, you're in a relationship with the plans on improving or getting better. That would make sense that the standards would also have some level of improvement or upgrade or something at some point for both sides, or just you
Mm,
two wanting to be better. So I don't think that would ruin the relationship. I think what would ruin the relationship is if, again, like Saudi said, if that person chooses to just be the same while
right.
you are improving yourself and improving your standards, you just being complacent. So if one person's trying to be better, and not only are they trying to be better, they're actually making good progress in that, and you over here still on level one, yeah, that's gonna
Right.
ruin the relationship, not the
So that's gonna
standards
go away.
themselves.
That's a
So
fact.
can the standards change to where they're like it's moving the goalposts?
Mm.
I would
Like they just
say,
keep.
I would say if you're in a relationship, at some point, every time you achieve one goal, you're trying to move up to the next goal. That's how most relationships are. So usually when we talk about moving the goalposts, that's just in arguments and debates, especially in this YouTube environment. People just kind of do that just to get their point across, just to make themselves sound like they're winning an argument when instead they're not facing the facts about the argument. But when it comes to relationships, moving the goalposts, I think that's a part of the relationship. You want to move the goalposts. Like, all right, this is our goal for this first 6 months. Boom, we hit it. All right, we got to move it up now. We need to go up now. We can't go backwards. So I think in terms of relationship, that would make sense.
Mm. Shout out to Lauren Match. Chris Brown said we'll be together when he's done doing his thing. He knows I'm his muse. I'm looking for him, or he been looking for me his whole life. He just don't know it for sure. That is Hilarious. Shout out to Lauren, man. Keep hope alive. One more super chat that we're gonna welcome Ivan to the show. Ken West said, any remote jobs available, Strata? Not as of yet. I could definitely keep you tapped in. I think that Sharon gave a pretty great link for people looking for remote jobs called Dice. So if anybody's watching this, again, we always dropping jewels even past what we talking about. So shout out to Sharon for bringing that knowledge to the forefront. So if you all are looking for remote work, try Dice. I think we dropped Indeed in the chat. That's a great place to start. I
And then
think the
also,
pen.
I think
Go
the
ahead.
company name is I want to say TTEC. They have a lot of remote jobs available too.
Okay. Absolutely. Again, man, we definitely gonna feed and edify while we get through our topics. Ivan, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
We
How's it
good. We
going?
good. How you?
All right, I'm good.
What you think about the topic so far, brother?
I just connected back to it. What was it on?
Oh, we was talking about standards, and so the premise of the entire show was I saw an uptick of people that are hypercritical of the other gender, and they rested on their standards, right? So they have their preferences for what they will and won't date. I think that over time we're gonna eventually have to about face and deal with each other in a certain way. And so right now we're trying to mine out, are standards realistic? Are they higher? Are they lower? Do they shift within a relationship? So my question to you, I'll ask you what I just asked everybody that just answered. Do you think a standard or higher standards can ruin a relationship? Why or why not?
Yeah, depends on what the standards are. Cause some things people call standards, other people won't consider it as being standards.
Okay, give me
And
an
like you say,
example,
you got
bro.
some people that just do stuff like black as white. And even if you're gonna go to like well, I'm like a church guy, so I say like if I'm gonna hold standards, it's like what are your standards based off of? Mine gonna be based off scripture rather than just something off the top of my head. And a lot of people got different backgrounds. Some of them base theirs off of their parents or what they've seen in their life, in their community, and then try to bring it towards a standard that I may set. So it'd be two different standards and just that. It's just a person's reality of how they view life, and if they deal with a situation as being carnal manner or just spiritual manner, you know what I'm saying? So that means you ain't gonna like think the way of society would think. You'll do the opposite of what they think, for to have a better outcome.
Um, so you think that if your standards are, if they have a spiritual base and a spiritual backing, do you think that that eliminates a lot of people moving the goalposts on their standards?
Yeah, because I got something to it. So it's like you got something to hold them to without even asking a lot of questions. Like if I talk to a woman that's a Muslim or something like that, or based off their faith, we pretty much gonna already have a thought process in our head where they stand on and what they about.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's just something to simplify a lot of stuff to skip a lot of questioning and the dating standpoints, a lot of dating and stuff like that. Because I don't like I think Terrence was saying earlier, I don't even believe in dating and stuff like that as well. So I look
Okay.
at it
So I
as a
got
waste of time and stuff like that. So
Okay, so I got a question. Do you think that how you judge the standard shifts based on how devout or how in depth that person that you're talking to is in their spirituality? Does that matter?
to the ones that's like that, yeah, I could say it matters a lot to them. At least they would say that or try to base it off that. It's just like if you see a woman or a person now talking about they practicing celibacy or whatever, they trying to be celibate after they done had their kids and did what they want to do. You see what I'm saying? Now they're gonna say, well, now I found my faith, so this one to try to base it off of it now. But we would look at it as well too. It's a little too late for that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
It's a good thing that you try to choose and live a different way now, but at the same time, you already messing yourself up in a major way.
okay. So you think grace? Do you believe grace can be given in these
Yeah,
scenarios?
yeah, I believe in grace and forgiving in that scenario, but you got people at the same time. You like you said, now your standards. If your standards going to be off something like that, yeah, you believe in grace and forgiving, but some things is you also got to wheat what you sow, even though you still can have grace and be forgiven.
Okay.
You
Okay.
see what I'm saying? You can't do all this all the wrong things or be okay. Let's say if I'm abusing in relationships, I can't
Mhm.
abuse every woman I come by, and then think in the end it's not gonna I'm not gonna weep it somewhere down the line.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's what make it delusional. We try to do things and think now we're gonna run to the other side of it. It's like you ain't gonna weak. I mean, it's a cause and effect of life.
Got you. Okay. That's solid. That's solid. I like that. I like that. So that's pretty much what we were at in the conversation, Ivan. Like I said, I appreciate you joining. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the SPS podcast. Shout out to Sharon, man. You know, y'all definitely gotta go over there check him out, man. The Wild Wake Up Show in the morning is fire. Like he be putting on some pretty
That
dope
man
topics,
be
man. That
having clouds of chaos.
that wildest wake up
Right?
show,
Don't
man.
try to
It's
sugarcoat
pretty
this
dope.
shit. Every time I
Nah,
go
man, we
over there,
gotta.
he got about an hour and a half of peace. And then it's fire and brimstone.
And it's usually the first hour and a half, by the way. After that, hey, it's up.
Like it's like yeah, it's like an hour. And it's like oh, it's cool, it's chill, it's nice, casual. Then
Yeah.
boom, it's
Up.
fireworks the rest of the next couple of hours. Like God damn, when
Yeah,
we gonna take a
we
break? He's still here.
yeah.
My man is fighting through this.
Yeah, we
Damn.
appreciate your support, man. We appreciate you, doing these co-streams. It helps us out a lot, man. Like I said, you got some pretty dope people in your chat. And again, chaos is chaos.
Mhm.
Conversations can go
Yeah.
left, and that's the game, right? That's what we here for, right? So again, so they be stressing
Absolutely.
them out. That's a fact. That's a
Absolutely.
fact, pumps in the dump. They be taking bro through it, man. But that's what we here for, man, is to have a conversation. Again, I think we're 2 hours in. I do apologize. Like I said, I'm been thugging it with y'all all night. I want to get to the solution to put a button on this thing, man. I think that we've covered a lot very quickly, right?
Mhm.
But I want to get you all's final takes and thoughts on standards and dating and how you navigate with keeping your standards or changing your standards. Now, you can take whichever route you want to speak to. If you think you should stand firm on your standards, I need you to speak to that crowd and tell them what that looks like. If you think that your standards should grow and adjust with you, I want you to speak to that too. But put it all in the final bowl, and we'll start with Saudi and work our way around the panel.
Mm. So I feel like um when it comes to your standards, I feel like you have to be realistic. Make sure you can check the boxes that you want to be checked. And then also I feel like sometimes you do have to make those adjustments because if you're not getting the results, then shit, that's it.
So it is what it is. I like it. I like it. Woody, what are your final thoughts, man? What you thinking, bro?
My final thoughts on it is I think that your standards should progress as the relationship progress. You know what I'm saying? I think you should, you know, always talk about your sustains and improves and, relationship where y'all are with everything and, you know, um try to keep communication open about, what I'm saying, where you at with everything and standard wise and just in a relationship in general, you know what I'm saying? Be no do. You know what I'm saying? Be the person that you know what I'm saying, wanna be, you know what I'm saying, that you wanna be with, be like that. Know your partner's strengths and weaknesses and be willing to do the things that you asking of. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bar. I like that. That's solid. That's solid. Ivan, again, I know you're doing us a little late, man, and from the context of what you're getting so far, do you got any advice for people when it comes to standards and let's say, to your point, if you're looking for marriage? Because I know you say you don't believe in dating. What's some advice you would give to people out here that are on their standards? Should they move them? Should they be immovable? How should they navigate seeking marriage?
If seeking marriage, I would say, you got to be real with yourself for who you are
Mm-hmm.
and what it is you really want. Like you can't be playing games. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, you trying to marry. If you know
Mm-hmm.
that you're a person that's out here doing anything, then you find a I'm not gonna go to the club looking for a wife. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to certain spots trying to find what I would consider a wife. I already know that I'm just trying to get my rocks off and I'm gonna go to
Uh,
those spots. But if you
that,
actually looking for a wife, then you pretty much you'll go to certain events that's not as other people. I'm not going to a basketball game looking for one. I go to probably events that basically religious people be at or something like that. Because I know the mindset is different. Not saying that everybody there is going to be on your level, you know what I'm saying, your thought process too. Because bad people everywhere, you know what I'm saying. But when you become who you want to marry, you will be able to see that individual and see that characteristic in somebody else. You won't be able to see it until you actually become what it is you're looking for. And that's why I would say become what it is you're looking for. Work on yourself to become that person. And that's what you stand on, not the foolishness or the delusional side of what you think it should be. But yeah, be real with yourself and honest with yourself, and you'll run into what you need. And when you run into it, you got to accept that it ain't them at times. It's you. And you just got to learn how to be a better leader or better individual.
Okay.
That's all.
I like that because at first I was like, I don't know, but because I like to do ratchet things with my friends, and my wife is gonna be my friend. So hey, if me and my wife turn up on Tuesday, I might find her there, you know. But I think people gonna have to maintain themselves first before they look at, like, I'm gonna have to mirror what Ivan is saying. You got to be it before you go find the other version of yourself, the female version of yourself. So you need to maintain a standard within yourself, especially when men are supposed to be the ones that's going out there and chasing the woman, so to speak. They supposed to be the prize, right? You're supposed to go out there and get them. So if you are the prize, that means that you getting flowers, you getting your door open, and she's telling you, "Hey, go in that room, lay down. I'm about to sit in your face." So I don't know if that's possible for a majority of men to really deal with a relationship like that. There's always going to be some outliers that men that needs that type of a female, but for the most part, you gotta go out there and get what you need, and you gotta hold a standard within yourself. This way, the other person know that you ain't playing. If you want a healthy woman, you should probably go out there and run and find a place where you running with other women, right, and other different people that you can have a standard of health with that human being. If you don't want to eat seafood, you don't want a girl that's in seafood broils, maybe you shouldn't be around that type of thing. Whatever it is that you're not into, you should probably exclude yourself from it in a way, because those lifestyle choices, if I'm a vegan and she's eating steak, it might not coincide too well, possibly, because everybody can't deal with letting the other person be. Me personally, I wouldn't have no problem with it as long as they ain't cooking fish. I don't like the smell of fish. Even when I was eating animals, I tried every animal damn near too, but I never liked how fish smelled in my house. Ugh. I don't like it at all.
I want to add one thing after CJ. Sorry.
And so that's my advice. Be that standard, and then it'll be much easier just to go off what Ivan said as well. Is I'm doing the same exact thing. Like, be the standard first, and it'll be easier to see it in the other person you're seeking out.
I like that. So do you finish the thought and then we can get CJ last? You good? What you got?
Because I just noticed that you said the field dumpster diving. I just want to let people know sometimes you can find some good stuff going in that dumpster. It just may have a nick or two. The reason why they threw it out. No, that's some real shit. Y'all ain't see them people dumpster dive and they be coming up with Coach, Louis Vuitton, all that. They got sold out.
They also come up with termites in their house too. So hey,
that's the disclaimer, Sharon. You can be careful, but you may could find something. It may just have a little nick. You may need a little work. You know. That's it.
I like it. CJ, what you got, brother?
What I got is I'm not running the risk like Saudi. That's what I got. I'm not running the risk like Saudi. My advice is that people need to have real standards. They need to be realistic. I think people need to actually evaluate their standards, and whatever they are, whatever they are, they need to, once they put down the standards that they got, they need to acknowledge that, is everything on your standards something that most women probably have or are capable of or whatnot? Because if you start putting a lot of things on your list where it becomes like, it's rare that this woman does, that women do this, that have this, or blah blah blah. And at this point, you're making your own standards almost impossible to achieve. So they need to become very realistic. Once they become very realistic, you need to stand on them. 10 toes, 30 toes, if you can get that many. Don't budge, because the moment you start budging, you're gonna have resentment when you decide to be lenient on certain people to let them get by and they fuck you over. Then you mad at yourself because you the one that chose to lean, like, be give mercy to your own standards. So don't do that. Have reasonable standards, realistic standards, and stand on them shit.
Hey CJ, it
Hey,
sounded like
I
you were
got a
talking
question.
about that triple kind of love. You said 30 toes down. Hey, I don't know if they're
Sorry,
ready
my
for that.
bad.
Look, man, ain't nobody here,
Sound like one
Sherrod.
of
He
them
need to go to
jokes.
sleep. Like, this man been on 10 all day. He need to go to sleep.
Hey,
He
look,
don't need
You
no
got it,
coffee.
I
He
buddy.
got
don't
a
need no
question
Red
for
Bull. This
Ivan,
nigga need
yo.
a shower and a fucking nap. All right, he need to go to sleep. He's done for the day.
You got a
Look,
question for Ivan? Woody, what you got?
yeah, what? I mean, I know, bro. Say he don't believe in dating. What does that look like? How, like, just say you meet a lady in the church that you know or whatever. Like, what's the steps to y'all relationship?
So I look at it as we men, so we basically you see her, you see a line, you see a fill of food. He don't just go chase one. He look and observe first. So like we men, right? We can look at a group of women, right? You're gonna know which ones fit what boat. You know which ones like you can look at their characteristics of that group, and we without even talking to none of them, we already gonna pick out. Okay, that one's right there seem easy. That right there seem like she might be a little, you know, what I'm saying hard or type or whatever. That's some stuff we can already see before we even approach a person, right? And I would say so basically befriend them. So you got a lot of girls in your life that you probably talk to or conversate with, right? But you ain't actually trying to actually pursue them and actually bang them all. So let them be your friend. Give them advice. If they listening and taking advice that you giving, that might be the one that you can actually lead. But if you got that friend that you taking advice and she doing everything else than what you suggest to her, let her be. And that's how you vet. Like I can vet, you can vet without even actually being in their face. Because once you get in their face, they're gonna try to put on a show. You see what I'm saying? Now they're gonna try to put, you know what I'm saying, just a fabricated person out there to you for to get what they want from you.
But I'm saying, so where does the skipping, like, how do you skip the dating part though? Is what I'm trying to get to. Like,
So what I
what?
did, I had a couple women I talked to, and I see who took the advice and who didn't over the years, and I picked the one. I took a chance. I picked one to ask her to marry me, and she did. Because and at the same time, I watched her life. So if you talking to different women, whatever, you hear one on saying, "Yo, I talked to this guy the other night, and this person, whatever." You see one that's jumping in and out of relationships, and that's not the one for you to marry. Then you'll see one that's actually sitting still, and she never talked to nobody. She waiting, really waiting on you, whether you catch it or not. But you probably focus on the one that look better and all that kind of stuff. So that I say you basically listen to what's actually going on in their lives. If every time you talk to her, she in and out of relationship every few months or something like that, then let her be. She's not what you well, you know what I'm saying? She's not marriage material. You can't practice the date everybody, right? You can't practice to get out of date and to jump to another date, you know what I'm saying, back and forth. Because now you're practicing a bad habit. You're not practicing how to you know what I'm saying, how to last into a real marriage. You only practicing how to get people and get in another person's bed or whatever. That's all you practicing. So you're doing it unconsciously without realizing that you're hurting yourself. And that's why when that person do get married, they so used to jumping in and out of relationships, even though they married now, they're gonna do what they naturally used to. It's like muscle memory, but they can't help it because that's what they used to. Though they married, it probably lasts 5 years, then they gone. 3 years, then they gone because they've been practicing that from their youth. So I mean, you gotta look at some stuff. It's just embedded in them because that's what they chose, and they practice it so long that they want to change, but they can't because it's muscle memory.
That's real.
Okay, I
That's
like it.
real.
We'll definitely catch y'all back here Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you check them notification bells. Make sure y'all always pop in on Sharon in the morning, the wildest wake up show, man. He be definitely going in. Shout out to the SBG gang, chat gang. Y'all been holding us down this whole show. Shout out to the TNBR family. If you're not, make sure you join the Discord. TNBR, this might be risky, man. There's some dope conversations. We got the kin folk in there. Make sure y'all have a good night. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, we'll tap in with y'all. The Raw Bunch going out.
We do have seeds, God damn it.
Right. Definitely do.
Peace, y'all.